Long week? Relax with a glass and let's get after it. In other words, let's get after it. It's time to go deep. Let's get after it.
I'm going to be good without the girly cries.
2 points.
So you know.
Crying is not girly. It's a show of sensitivity, which is strength. You should tap into that. Get a little emotional intelligence going there. Is it the real truth or Orwellian poppycock? I said it. Poppycock. Poppycock.
This is a family program. Watch it, buddy. This week, I saw my faith in my favorite major institutions betrayed. First, the adult film industry. Stormy Daniels, a porn star, giving a bad name to an ancient trade. In a nutshell, she slept with a guy who has money. She signed a deal not to talk about it. Then she lied, went public, because she wanted even more money, even if he didn't want any more Stormy. Yeah, this is all about a private deal between adults, one who's greedy enough to sink a presidency for a few dollars more, and one who likes women a little too much. Yeah, a rich guy fooling around. The media shrieks in between their own flings and divorces. For those just tuning in from MSNBC, a porn star is someone who sleeps with people for money and doesn't care who knows it. Trump was just following directions on the label. It doesn't seem like a big deal to me, especially when you're paying out of your own pocket, which requires wearing pants. But you know what? That's not the only institution that's let me down. How about the law profession? Davis, Cohen, and Avenatti, the Stooge brothers. Larry Davis, Mo Cohen, and Curly. What a law office that would be. I mean, there must be a flood because I'm seeing a lot of dirtbags. So now, you can't trust adult film stars and you can't even trust lawyers. Next, you're going to tell me I can't trust the National Enquirer. We need a better class of people, or lawyers. It's time for some legal heroes.
Got a problem that can only be solved by people who have had years of experience in dangerous situations? Need legal help, but also the utmost discretion? Then call the offices of Terry Schappert and Mike Baker. One was a Green Beret, the other CIA. Schappert and Baker.
I had a nasty breakup with my ex and I took him to court. I never met Schappert and Baker in person, but they did get me back the gold watch I gave to my ex last Christmas. It was still attached to his arm.
Schappert and Baker.
Schappert and Baker got me my money fast. I asked for their address to send them a thank you note, but they told me if I ever figured out their address, I'd already be dead.
Schappert and Baker.
When I won my case, Schappert and Baker wouldn't even take my money. They said they would take payment in leather pants and just for men coupons. I guess you can't argue with results.
Schappert and Baker.
My neighbor Carl sued me because my dog was barking too loud. So I called Schappert and Baker. But then Carl disappeared for 10 years and hasn't been seen since. So I guess I didn't need Schappert and Baker. Holy they killed Carl.
Schappert and Baker.
I'm Schappert. I'm Baker. You don't need to call a guy. We are the guy. Well, technically guys. We are the guys. We're the guys.
Yes. We need those lawyers.
Thank you. Drive carefully. Good night.
So the media right now is in the thrall of a cheese fight among rats, a bunch of creeps grasping for money, fame, and power because of a pre-election erection, a private transaction based on bedroom behavior among consenting adults happening before the 2016 vote. The media drools, but America yawns. As I hear tales of paid-off performers, I don't know, I'm not seeing victims. Hell, I wish I got paid for sex. Seems like a win-win. And the hypocrisy of the press, who pretend to be so libertine. Now they're clutching their pearls like oysters in a tornado. They pretend it's about infidelity when it's really about impeachment, to get rid of someone they didn't approve of. And the Dems deny angling for impeachment. But like trying to hide a potbelly, we see it even under the moo-moo. So this story is about as nothing can get. But to the media, it's everything, because nothing else is working to unseat the guy. Why? Because so far he's doing a good job. Longest bull market ever, low unemployment, larger paychecks. The media can't understand that. If only we could help them out.
And now, How to Explain a Strong Economy to the Media by Sebastian Gorka.
We're in a bull market, the longest one ever. It's not a literal bull market. There aren't bulls in a store. It just means stocks are doing great. How easy is that to understand? Or were you too busy listening to soft jazz and taking gender studies courses, you pathetic nitwits? I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. We have the lowest unemployment in decades. That means more people are working at a thing called jobs. Jobs are neat because you do stuff that helps other people and because you get a paycheck. Maybe one day you should look at your paycheck and see how much the government steals from you, and then you'll shut up about the greedy rich, you ignorant buckets of pointless protoplasm. Well, that was a bit harsh. Apologies for that. Since Trump came into office, paychecks have gotten bigger. It's not just a piece of paper, but actual money, which you can spend on things. Food, even, or antiperspirant, because you need that badly, you smelly jerks. Oh dear, there I go again, sorry. Anyway, that's how you explain a strong economy to the media.
So, things are so good, you gotta sniff out something else and call it bad, or worse than Watergate.
It's time to recognize that what we are watching in the Trump presidency is worse than Watergate. What we're seeing now is more dangerous than Watergate. I've said before that what we're seeing is worse than Watergate.
So, if everything is worse than Watergate, maybe Watergate wasn't so bad. That's just me. Anyway, why is the media so breathless even when the country's doing fine? It's 3 R's: revenge, ratings, and Republicans. They love the first 2, they hate the third. They can barely contain the fury they have for Trump and are willing to get rid of him even if it tears the country apart. And they also have an audience for it, just like they did when their obsession first elected Trump. Their last remaining idea, soul-destroying socialism, is a century old, which is why they're willing to risk economic hardship now. All because Trump gave them a big hurt inside. He's their own private appendix. Plus, they're as dumb as mallets. As always, I ask, what if the media gets what they want and Trump goes away? What happens next? Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's so tough he shaves with a wood chipper. Retired Green Beret Master Sergeant Terry Schappert. And you might remember him from previous standout performances on this show.
I think it's well, okay. What? yeah, and that's all right. Let me. I'm gonna. Which actually was kind of exciting.
Get to the point. Okay. Former CIA operative, Diligence President Mike Baker. She's a damsel who enjoys distress. National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. And he uses a steamroller to iron his shirt. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right. Terry, you knew Trump was going to win from the beginning. Every single week, they act like the events are the final nail in the Trump's coffin. Do you agree? How do you view this?
By the way, that's pretty hard to follow.
Yes.
That was some excellent work all the way. But if you do have legal problems, we're the guys that talk. And I'm not wearing any vinyl pants because I'm not a performing monkey.
Okay.
I wear what I want when I want.
Get to the question.
Okay.
Get to the question.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, look at you telling me that. So here's the thing. And, you know, Selena Zito's a great reporter if you've followed her stuff. And she has always nailed this right. Oh, it's a sleazy world that we know it's there, and everybody's involved in that. But like you said, it's a results thing. I knew who Trump was. We all know who he was. And you're right. Only in a country that's so well fed, so relatively safe, so full of opportunity and sort of easiness, can this kind of stuff bog people down. And it really is. You said it, man. It's about impeachment. They want so bad to get this guy gone. What are they going to run on? The taxes are too low. Bring them up. You know, the VA is getting better. Get rid of it. I mean, bring it back. Let's make sure our enemies are our friends again. That kind of stuff. I don't know what they're going to run on except this. And you're right. I mean, maybe it says bad things about me, but I kind of don't really care what Trump's about anymore, as long as he delivers on what he said he was going to do. And so far, he's not doing a bad job.
I know. Mikey, remember it was always about collusion? Now it's about copulation. It's like they went from white Russians to sex on the beach.
Yeah, well, copulation, to be fair, does involve collusion.
Yes, that's true.
So,
where I come from.
Yeah, that's good, Mike.
That's why we formed up. But look, no, it's... Okay, we can move on now. Yeah, you're right. It was about collusion, but here's the thing: the resistance, they don't give a crap about collusion with Russia. They don't give a... See, I actually went into my answer, Tyrus.
Keep going.
They don't give a crap about kids being ripped apart from families at the border. None of that matters. What it matters is to find a hammer big enough to hit Trump into submission and move towards impeachment. So all these things, they're just going to continue to look. That's why Mueller is a perfect vehicle for them, because he's got an unlimited budget, an unlimited amount of time to do his work, and he's going to dig around until he finds something that satisfies this desire that they've got. Every night they go to bed hoping that when they wake up in the morning, sorry about that, I don't think you can say that on TV.
We'll bleep it.
Yeah, okay, but every night they go to bed at night hoping that when they wake up he'll be impeached.
Yeah. What do you think, Kat?
When people ask me about my political views, I'll often say that I'm fiscally conservative and that I'm socially liberal.
Right.
Because socially liberal, what that means is you don't give a what other people do in their personal lives.
Right, yes.
And you know who seems to have forgotten that is the liberals.
Yes, yeah.
They forgot. They forgot completely about what their own ideology was supposed to even stand for. I'm not that old, Greg.
No,
I like to remind everyone of that often. I'm not that old, but I am old enough to remember when the Democrats were screaming about how what a man does in his own bedroom is his own business.
Yeah.
And I do believe that. In terms of they just don't believe it anymore because they're going to try to take down Trump on absolutely anything that they possibly can.
Just a man in his own bedroom.
I don't care. That's fine too. No judges here. You know, I only like to get upset about things if they affect me personally. And who Donald Trump has or has not had sex with has never affected me whatsoever.
Has not.
No, these are victimless.
I can tell you right now on the record, I have not had sex with him.
Me neither.
And I'm sure it's mutually cool with both of us.
Yeah.
We both are good with that one.
But you know what we're talking about, Tyrus? We're talking about victimless crimes. People that were paid off who are now coming out of the woodwork because he won. If he hadn't won, none of this would have happened.
It's not even the point. Listen, if you have them, any one of us, you, me, anyone in this crowd, definitely you, if you put a team together, we're going to find something wrong, and you have the resources. Eventually, you're going to find something wrong.
Yeah.
And somebody around us is going to have done something wrong.
Yeah.
And this is the Russian thing. We might not even get to the Mueller investigation. We might not even get to that.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, and Mr. President has to own this a little bit. This is the only thing where I disagree with him. He hired the wrong people.
Yeah.
Like straight up. You surrounded yourself with people you assumed were going to do a job and were loyal, and they were using your presidency for their own means. And some of it, like Manafort is a perfect example. He worked for Ronald Reagan. I'm not into politics. He worked for Ronald Reagan. Bring him on.
Yeah.
You know, why not?
Yeah,
he's probably a good pick. Then when they found out he was he left, he was gone. They brought in Kellyanne Conway. They win the presidency of the United States.
Yeah.
But instead of saying, you know what, my bad, and he can do this, and we understand this. He had a good resume. I brought him in. I'm not a politician. I found out he was wrong. He had to go. We got Kellyanne, and we're good.
Yeah.
And then They don't have a story anymore.
You're right.
He won't do it because of his fight with, and this is where, Mr. President, please stop fighting with the press. It's not worth it. If you came out and you said, listen, I hired these people, my bad, but we got it right.
Yeah.
We got the right people in. No one here has a problem with that.
All right. And now we must move on. Excellent A block. Did you hear ISIS release a new message for its followers? Of course you didn't, because Michael Cohen cut a plea deal. Like an absent-minded gravedigger, we've lost the plot. While the media wallows in Cohen and Pecker, an audio tape surfaced believed to be ISIS leader al-Baghdadi, who was once reported dead. Aren't they all? The recording refers to current events like Iran sanctions in North Korea, but nothing about my incredible weight loss. But the voice on the recording also admits that ISIS is losing and members should patiently persevere. So let that sink in. The nation's obsessed with a victimless crime involving tax evasion and porn stars, while our enemy is still prepping. That's how it works. Terrorists go about their work 24/7 and only have to be successful once every few years. We, however, have a distracted media and a complacent population. Perhaps because thanks to Donald Trump and our military, ISIS feels like a distant memory. But are they? Could there be something worse on the horizon? I wish I knew. Instead, I'll remain terrified by watching ferocious beasts stalk their prey. I had one of those removed. Hey, let's go to the expert in fighting terror, Kat. He spent a lot of time on Twitter fighting weirdos. Should the media be giving more attention to ISIS, or have we just moved on?
I've moved on.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I mean, I'm still worried about it. If they were, like, in my bedroom, I'd be concerned.
Right.
But they're not, so I'm not as concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump has done a lot to fight ISIS. I think that we're in a much better position now than we were in the past. I'm just not worried about getting murdered by ISIS. And their video, nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
That must be so embarrassing. That's kind of like they were trying to scare people and everyone's just like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like when a girl posts one of those like sexy bikini pictures with her naked butt on Instagram and she only gets like 3 likes. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my expert analysis. Thank you.
Yes. That was the terror. All right, we're going to go. We'll be right back. All right. Mike Baker, you've dealt in this world. Isn't part of the terror recipe is our own distraction and freedom of various interests? We're always doing other things, so we really don't focus?
Yeah, no, look, we are a nation of raccoons just chasing the next shiny object. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I was driving down to Battery Park this morning. I was meeting my wonderful daughter, Buttercup, to have breakfast.
Yes.
And she just came back from China, where she's working. And that's apropos of nothing other than going by the river, a beautiful sunny morning, 2 weeks before 9/11.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting and I'm staring at all the people running down, and biking and doing exactly what they were doing 17 years ago, before 9/11. Now, I know that's a long period of time, but for a lot of people, it's ancient history now.
Yeah.
And they don't think about this until there is another event.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Baghdadi, who hasn't surfaced in about a year or so, if it in fact is confirmed to be his voice, the fact that he released the tape, while we're all staring over here at the shell game involving Cohen and his plea deal, doesn't surprise me in the least. It's sad, but it doesn't surprise me.
Tyrus, so the wolf is always at our doorstep, but the media is too busy getting off on Pornhub.
Wolf don't go to my doorstep, bruh. I get where they're coming from in the sense we're like, we're going to release a tape.
Yes.
It's going to be, sir, no one's, it's all these white guys with money getting in trouble. There's none of, no one's picked it up. No one's picked it up. It was like,
That's a shame.
It's sad.
Terry?
Okay.
You're in the front lines of this as well. So
well, I'm retired, but I was for quite a long time.
Yeah. What do you think ISIS is thinking about now? Now that they've got Trump in office,
they're doing what they've always been. And it's funny you talk about this because there's one of my good brothers that I buried. I was out of the Army for 4.5 years before 9/11. That brought me back in.
Yeah.
So I was in from. I retired in 2016. For us, it doesn't end. I mean, it really doesn't, man. I mean, I got guys that are all my best friends are still in. And I know what's going on to a degree, you know, and it doesn't stop. Like you said, you can't beat them with kindness. I wish we could. Trust me, we've tried. They're not going to stop. They have.
You can beat them with kindness if you tie the kindness to a 2x4.
That's true.
That works.
No, you're right. You're right, man. And it's actually. This is a good place for them to be, believe it or not, tactically, because the eye is off the ball. So the underdog always has, right? You know this, dude. You've been downrange multiple times. When they know you're not paying attention, when you do relax, and it's always going to happen. You're always going to relax. You're always going to rebound to the soft side. This is a good place for them. Yeah. It's interesting they put that voice out. You're right. We don't know if it's actually legit. I don't know enough about it, but they don't have to. They don't stop. I mean, they don't stop. And the softer we get, the less we remember. It's actually better for them. The underdog and these guys they're way more powerful as an underdog.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you just think about, no one can remember what was in the paper on September 10th, 2001.
100%.
But it was like, I think there was a lot of it was about immigration and the internet bubble or something like that. I don't know. But
Couldn't tell you, dude.
Nobody remembers what we were thinking about.
Right.
Still to come, she says she was abducted by aliens. She also ran for Congress. One of these statements makes her nuts. The Florida primaries were held this week, and I was most excited about the race in District 27. The winner was former TV journalist Maria Elvira Salazar. But we taped this show before primary day. So in this next segment, you'll hear a discussion about a different candidate named Bettina Rodriguez Aguilera. I think you'll see fairly quickly why I personally was so excited that she was running. Enjoy. From outer space to the House race. Her name is Bettina Rodriguez Aguilera, and she's one of the Republicans running for the open House seat in Florida's 27th district, a great district. Bettina has experience working in local government. She's helped startup companies grow, and she claims to have boarded a spaceship when she was 7. Not only that, she told the Miami Herald last year she talks to extraterrestrials telepathically. Now, here's the best part. That same paper, the Miami Herald, just endorsed her in the Republican primary. The editors acknowledge the space thing is a little unusual and quotes Bettina saying it's a non-issue. The paper agrees and said she has a solid resume. The question is, do space aliens endorse her?
We, the overlords of Galaxy Quayag Smartsfig, after abducting her several years ago, find Bettina to be a very charming human being and a worthy candidate for office. And we are also looking forward to the day when we come to Earth and crush your pitiful species and devour all humans skull by skull. We will revel in your pathetic suffering as we dance upon your seared flesh and broken bones. Also, we really like Greg Gutfeld's Monologue book. Where can we order? And how do we get tickets to the show? My aunt's in town.
That's how you do it, exactly.
That's how you do it.
Aliens, try Amazon. Try Amazon.
Oh, brilliant.
Tyrus, we've heard ridiculous claims by politicians before. Nancy Pelosi said bonuses were crumbs, or MS-13 aren't animals. Is this so bad? She might have a lot of good qualities.
You know what? I would be really interested to hear her thoughts on immigration. Because now not only a wall, apparently you have to build a roof, too.
Nice.
She's not going to just fly in here, go through the proper channels.
Exactly.
I don't care who your inside source is.
Exactly.
You got to check your little green ass in at the door like everybody else, bro.
Oh, great.
So, yeah.
You need a green card for green men.
Yes.
It's so cute.
President Trump ain't going for that. I'm from planet. Do you have a green? Get him out. Ice, let's go.
But I come in peace, bearing cures for all your diseases. Get out.
Yep.
Yes.
This is the result of Donald Trump's presidency. Everybody thinks they ass can run.
Yeah.
If I now know. My past don't mean nothing now. I can run for whatever I want.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're kind of in the clear now.
Yeah, I'm good. That dude in Russia, I'm sure he's over it. Yeah. So I too colluded in Russia, but it was a bodyguard. It's all
You're good.
Yes. But the point is, damn, she's crazy, yo. Like, am I the only one seeing that?
I don't know though. I don't think she. Okay. I know I have a little experience in this, Mike Baker. Alien abductions are often actually hypnagogic nightmares. When you're young, they're a night terror. You wake up, you're paralyzed, and there's usually something on your chest. It's why we have gargoyles. In fact, people had these kinds of nightmares and things. So she probably just could not explain it at the time and thought it was an alien abduction.
There is that, or there's Tyrus's explanation. That she's, butt-ass crazy.
Real quick, I'm sorry. That'd be fine. But she's still talking to
that's
him.
the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem
Did anyone not miss that?
Yeah.
The problem
she's got a direct line. Sorry.
Yeah.
Being abducted is okay, but then continuing to talk.
Can you imagine that debate?
Yeah. It's an ongoing.
I'm sorry. One second. Oh. Yeah, we're done here.
No.
Yeah, she probably should have cut. You know what? How when people run for office, they cut ties with people. She should have cut ties with the aliens.
Yeah. And I agree. It's the ongoing dialogue that's a problem. Look, we had a meeting at Area 51 last week to talk about this very thing because we expect we're going to see more people claiming this.
Yeah.
Now, and if that gets out, we got a problem, and then we got to start, going out and blanking memory.
Kat?
I just don't know where you draw the line because people believe in all kinds of crazy stuff.
Ghosts.
People believe in ghosts. Some people believe in themselves. Even though you should know there are millions of other people who are far more attractive and talented and successful than you are at any given time, and everyone should recognize that. People read their horoscopes.
Right, that's true.
People are like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde, so I've been acting kind of crazy. People, oh, I feel kind of sick. I'm going to rub this amethyst all over my face, and it'll cure my acne or whatever. I don't know. I have no beliefs, so I don't really, I believe in nothing. I believe in nothing, but a lot of people believe in much stranger things than aliens. At the same time, I agree with Tyrus. I feel like now I 1,000% can run for office.
She's great.
I have weird stuff in my past, but at least it's all happened on this planet.
Yeah, that's true.
So people believe in much stranger things. People believe in much stranger things than aliens and having an ongoing dialogue with aliens.
People walk around with rocks around their neck thinking that it's like going to make a difference in their energy. And
how about all the athletes used to wear the things around?
Like whoa.
Oh, no. Okay, no, they work, Tyrus. Okay, they work.
Well, here's the thing. Like everything else going on politically, if this gal lowers taxes, gets rid of government regulation, is all in charge of is all for a strong national defense, gets out of my face, lets me live my life, you can talk to aliens all damn day.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't care.
So you want illegal aliens influencing our...
No. Just because she's talking to him doesn't say she's letting them in.
You don't think those illegal immigrants are influencing her decisions?
No, I'm not sure. She didn't.
See, hold on. There's a fine.
No collusion.
That needs
where
to
you got to draw the line.
Well, we have to talk to her.
He's
say,
from Mars,
okay.
but my homie from Honduras can help too. Like, come on.
I got to wrap this up, but the fact is, we have to understand that there are no extraterrestrials because they followed our pattern of extinction. If you think about it, like all these other planets are just like Earth. They started out as primitive man, then they had the agricultural revolution, then they had the Enlightenment, which was scientific method, followed by the Industrial Age, computer age, then robots, automation, artificial intelligence, which created an entire race that annihilates us. So that's why all those planets are quiet, is because they've already gone through the pattern. They're just Earth in 200 years. Think about that while we go to break. Could memories of gym class ruin your life? It's the story Special Report ignores. It's the class that got you off your ass. A new study suggests that our memories of gym class are connected to our feelings about exercise today. In other words, if you have positive memories of PE, you may be someone who looks forward to physical activity. On the other hand, if gym class reminds you that you were always picked last for the basketball team just because you weren't tall, then maybe you don't enjoy exercise. Scientists conducting the study hope that the findings would help today's kids develop good exercise habits and get them motivated. Here's what my workout buddy Jeff and I need to get motivated. By the way, that's how I power my electric shaver.
Nice.
That's amazing. All right. Who should I go to about this? I guess, Tyrus, you are kind of like Mr. Fitness.
I love PE class.
Yeah.
Coach Snyder. Like man, all the classes of sports, I was usually picked in the top 3, but that's not important. But I like the uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got out and, like...
Did you have any bad experiences?
Yeah, actually, this once, we did this racetrack. I'm glad you asked. You had to run for a time. You had to make a time, right?
Right.
And when I got really tired, Coach Snyder came over to me. Well, you have to understand, back when this was happening, cocaine was legal.
Yeah.
It was not legal.
Cocaine was not legal?
It was prevalent, but it wasn't legal.
Oh, then, never mind. I no longer have a story.
Is the story no longer? Mike, you were probably very athletic, weren't you? What's this in your hand?
I've made some notes.
Oh, excellent.
Which is not typical, as you might have seen from that one slide. The survey that you cite.
Yeah.
I wrote down a couple of things from the survey that they
Get to
suggest. They say their suggestions are, as a result, choose teams randomly.
Yeah.
De-emphasize competition, downplay fitness testing, and then my own addition there is what a pack of. And my favorite gym class story is when I was in 6th grade and we had Health Week.
Yeah.
And we all gathered in the gymnasium, the boys did.
Yeah.
We sat down and they turned on the movie, which back then was this old, thing. And on came this old movie, and it started out this way, and I you not. It started out by saying, Bobby is developing body hair. And that memory was seared in my mind. My worst moment in gym class.
And Bobby turned out to be Terry Schappert. You were acting in those when you were younger, weren't you?
Why do you bring that up?
I don't know.
I needed the money.
We all had it. We all had issues.
I needed the money.
I believe that exercise, Terry, is the most conservative act because it's based on individual effort
and merit.
Merit. It's like no one ever talks about muscle inequality.
Right.
Yeah. You know, but no pain, no gain.
No, and gym class was gym stuff. You know, like that kind. I mean, I was a sports guy too, football and all that.
Of course you were.
No. You know what? It's not a. You know, I'm sorry.
What's wrong with these dudes?
Here, but you get the thing about gym, unlike algebra and history, you get what you put into it.
Not always
If you work
true.
hard, you get
Not
that.
always
But the thing is too, though. But here's the thing.
That is
all right, gym class. Yeah. So gym class is a good. The pain is good. And the getting crushed by people who are better than you is good.
Yes.
And I think kind of what you're talking about now, because there were guys I was better than, there were guys who were better than me, and you just kind of learn. You try to be faster, try to be stronger, maybe lift weights on your off time. You learn, or you just take it.
Yeah.
So I mean, gym class it is analogous to the real world in that there's no excuses. You know, you can't hide on a football field.
Yeah,
you can't.
especially from that unusual gym coach who always wanted to go for a walk after.
We talked it out. We talked it out.
Kat, something tells me this wasn't a pleasant memory for you.
You see these arms? See this, everyone?
See that?
See this?
See that?
In high school, they had to make a whole special routine just for me.
Really?
Because I was supposed to be doing reps of things I couldn't lift.
Yeah.
In middle school, I used to make sure my shoes weren't tied well, so when we did laps, I'd have to stop and take a break and untie them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dodgeball, I'd get hit by the ball on purpose, because then you get to sit down.
Yes.
See?
I don't understand.
Clever.
I don't understand why more people didn't do that. Sitting down, remaining seated is always better than moving your body. I know this. I have taken an Uber to go 3 blocks once.
Wow. How'd they hit you with a dodgeball?
You just run in front of it and say, "Let it hit me." Then party starts when you can sit in the corner and just stare at your shoes.
That was a legitimate survival strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was your
worst story? Your worst story?
What's yours? What happened to you? Did someone snap your butt with a towel?
No. I have great memories of the odor of those red rubber balls. I love the smell of a red rubber ball. Brings back memories.
The sound it makes when you hit a kid in the head and he cries. Yeah. Oh man.
If there's nothing better than getting hit someone with a dodgeball.
Or catching someone's dodgeball when they throw it and it's called a burn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or hit him. That's bad.
No, the only I hated PE because that's when the girls discovered the fast kids, and that they used to like the smart kids, and then in PE it was the fast kid who became the cool kid. And
who could dunk at 10.
Yeah. Still to come, Nabisco is letting their animal crackers out of their cages. I don't care. I'm still biting their heads off. It's a relic of the ages. animals in cages. I speak of the circus beasts that adorned classic animal crackers packaging for 146 years, who as of this week will no longer be seen in cages. People for the ethical treatment of animals, or, PETA, argued the old packaging depicted a cruel practice from a bygone era, saying circus animals have no semblance of a natural life. The parent company that owns Barnum's Animal Crackers agreed. The original crackers were introduced in 1902 when traveling circuses were all the rage. I think we have footage of me auditioning for the circus.
If I saw that at 2 in the morning, I'd run.
Yeah, me too.
Who wouldn't?
Mike, so it seems like life must be pretty good because we're now going after imaginary cages on make-believe animals. None of these things exist. Like what's on there isn't real.
Right. No, it's kind of what Terry was saying earlier about how we live in such a comfortable age now that we can afford to find angst someplace unusual. And I go back to what I'd written earlier.
Which
I bring that up. What a pack of.
All right.
Gold is gold.
Yeah, it is good.
Gold is gold.
Yeah. Terry, thoughts?
This is why our law firm is taking off.
Yes.
But on a little inside story, when I was a little kid, I would refuse to bite the head off the gingerbread man.
Really?
Yeah, it used to really bug me. So I guess I was one of those fewer people.
Yeah.
But I've graduated now because I eat animal crap. But no, you're right. Look, man. I mean, this is the typical sort of thing where it's like political correctness and all these other sort of fake constructs that we've developed as humans that they're not really doing anything other than make someone feel good about what they're doing.
Exactly. It's
not real.
It's what it is. It's virtue signaling for very lonely people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, I did something today. No, you actually didn't do anything, but you just like made yourself feel like it, Tyrus.
Well, for all the 4-year-olds that get their thing, like, oh, well, about damn time to let them out the cages. I didn't even know these things were still around.
Yeah.
Like, they're for children.
Kidding? They're delicious.
They're like the bottom of the food chain and trading stuff at school.
Oh.
Like, this is,
I disagree.
Does anyone here have small children?
Yes.
Right never once.
He's got like 8 keys.
I've never heard. It's my time, and I've never heard. You want them out? You want me out the cage? Huh? No, you don't. Not to mention, how dare they? Thank you. And how dare they release a lion and a giraffe and a zebra in the same space?
Yeah.
Carnage. Okay. First of all, lions can't be trusted.
No.
And then they got a gorilla. That's not going to end well for the giraffe. I mean,
that's a good point.
They kept them locked up for safety reasons, hence why we can't let them go free at the zoo.
Exactly.
So that's a good argument. That's a good argument.
I will just say, Greg, my 3 young boys, Scooter, Sluggo, and Muggsy, love these damn animal crackers, and they are still a hit with children all around the country.
Thank you for that perceptive analysis, Mike. We needed that.
Can I borrow your paper so I can respond?
Kat, the scandal to me is that I do not believe that they are crackers. I believe that since they're dough and they're sweet, they are cookies. So this is all. It's not a cracker. It's a cookie. Not really a question.
I don't know, Greg. I actually think this is very important and very serious.
Okay.
Did you get him out the cage?
I am very glad that PETA finally did something to help these imaginary animals in this imaginary cage, because it was causing me a lot of distress.
Yes.
Now that this is done, I've been eating better. I've been sleeping better. I've been flossing my teeth every single day.
Finally.
And, you know, it's just like really important issue, criminal justice reform-wise.
Yes, it is. It's
no, this is ridiculous. It's obviously ridiculous, but, you know, I felt like someone had to take the opposite side, so I took one for the team.
Well done. You made this show fair and balanced.
I sure did.
All right.
By the way, Jeff Sessions was against this idea of removing the cages.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Final thoughts next.
Final thoughts. It's the last thought. That's why it's called the final thoughts, okay?
Terry.
Check out my fun, informative, and societally critical show called Hollywood Weapons. Its first 2 seasons are airing on Netflix.
What network?
Outdoor Channel.
Okay.
Netflix.
Baker, quickly.
Check out Terry's show on Netflix. It's fantastic.
Hey, I'm going to...
and hire us for legal work.
Tyrus?
WWE, Bobby Lashley ran his mouth and challenged me to a chess match. Anytime, any place, you name it, I won't put hands on you because it's chess, but I will mentally whip your ass.
All right.
Kat, we got like 10 seconds.
Can we please stop the show so I can go to the bathroom?
Boom. Shall we? Nah, let's keep going. Thanks to Terry Schappert, Mike Baker, Kat Timpf, Tyrus, our studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I love you, America. Buy my book.